but is it going in the right direction? Because if it's not, you're not going to be fulfilled. And that's really, regardless of what anyone else thinks, it's just the truth.
Yeah, and you need to be who you need to be based on who you believe you need to be. That's just it at the end of the day, where maybe if you're feeling regret, then it's because you were out of alignment. Next Level Nation, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode, number 981, the top 10 signs you're growing. It was a little dark, a little down, but that is oftentimes part of growth. There are difficult challenges that come with it. Today, for episode number 982, how core values run your life. So happy hump day. Hopefully you're having a wonderful week. Alan and I have been talking a lot about fitness lately and our lack thereof. And that is how we're going to start today's episode. So,
Kev, I need you to know something.
Yeah.
You're looking a little gangsta today.
Thanks, man.
With your hat back like that, you know? Yeah. I just want you to know.
So for any of the listeners, if you don't watch us on YouTube, anytime my hat is on, even if it's not backwards, if it's forward, that just means I need a haircut. So I got to schedule a haircut. And I know you have one on your calendar, I believe, for Tuesday this week. I was creeping. Mm-hmm. So I got to get my stuff together. So Alan and I have been talking about fitness a lot lately. And I think that as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's chasing dreams, there's seasons. There's seasons in life in general, but if you look back, you can picture different seasons throughout your journey. And Alan and I are talking about how we're planning on losing 10 pounds between now and August 1st. It's not just about the 10 pounds. It's about the fulfillment that comes with that. Now, what do I mean? I was looking at my Instagram feed the other day, and I often do that to see how far we've come. I look at my old rap videos, our old teaser clips, our old travels, and I found a picture that I shared on social media yesterday or the day before of when I felt the best about my body. And
it's a good one.
It was a good one, right? It's a good picture. And I want to look like that again. Now, here's the deepest reason. It's not just because I want to look good in a tank top, or I want to look good at the gym, or I want to look good at the beach. I had a real honest conversation with myself, and I realized that when I am working hard towards achieving a better physique, I am more fulfilled. Part of one of my core values is exercise and fitness, absolutely. But the deeper part of that core value is working hard towards progress in that arena. There's a difference between having a core value of exercising and having the core value of improving your body by 1% every day. And that's different. You can go to the gym and check the box. And honestly, I mean, I wouldn't say I've been doing that, but I haven't had as much intention as I want or as much intention as I need. And I had to have that difficult conversation with myself and say, what happened? What shifted? What's changed? I feel like I haven't been living up to my own standards, and I haven't been checking in with my core values. If you've ever had somebody come to you and say, look, you don't need blank, you're good enough as you are, you're in enough shape, you have enough money, you have enough clients, blah, 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 blah. What if the reason you want more is because that's a core value? What if one of the reasons you feel like you're out of alignment is because you're not living up to your own core values? That's exactly how I feel now. And I had that conversation with myself of, if somebody was to say, Kev, you're in fine shape, you don't have to worry about it. Like, you're in better shape than most. Thank you. I appreciate that. But that's not why I'm doing it. I am doing it because I am not fulfilled when I am not practicing and focusing on becoming better in my physical form. And I think that we lose sight of those things as we get busier and as we start doing different things. Your core values, I won't say can shift in different seasons, but I think they get different focus. One of my core values, Alan, you know this, is to be giving, is to be charitable, is to be kind with money. Well, one of the ways to do that is focus on making more money. And we've made more money in the last year than we've made in the previous however long in this journey. Awesome. But when you focus on one thing, oftentimes you're going to drop a ball. And the fitness ball for us just hasn't been as big of an intentional focus. Have we been putting in the work? Yes. Has it been the most intentional work based on a result that we're trying to get? No. So my challenge, my question for you is, when's the last time you checked in with your core values And when's the last time you really dug into these core values? Yes, fitness, exercise is a core value, but what's underneath that? What is underneath that? Me being proud and really, and this is me, this is my version of it, but really think about what it is for you. Me showing up in a body that I am proud of is a core value of mine. That just is. And if it's not for you, that's okay. You have your own versions of that. But for me, it is. And when I am not showing up as that version of myself, I am less fulfilled. And that just is the truth for me. Admitting it is the first step, and then doing something about it is the second.
So this isn't the story that I intended on, but it just came to me while Kevin was talking. At the beginning of COVID, at the very start, all the gyms had closed down. And I've talked about this on past episodes, so I'll be brief about it. But I had many clients at that time, and I was focused mostly on business coaching. A little bit of peak performance, a little bit of productivity, a little bit of business. And I was transitioning way out of fitness. I did fitness coaching for a long time. And this one client in particular used to be a fitness client of mine, and she's in extraordinarily good shape, statistically speaking. I mean, she's a bodybuilder. She's extremely strong. She has a great physique. Some would argue more than good enough, beyond what most people would honestly ever want to get to. And to Kevin's point, this person and I, when we would jump on the phone, we were doing weekly coaching at the time. What I found really fascinating is that this person, who quite frankly has a statistically better physique than pretty much everybody else, is actually the most upset with her physique. And I want to unpack this for everybody, okay? Why would someone with the best physique be the most disappointed in her physique during the beginning of COVID when the gyms close? See, the reason why her physique is so extraordinary is because she has a deep, meaningful core value of health and fitness and bodybuilding. And so when the gyms closed, her and I ranted and raved, for lack of better phrasing, behind the scenes about how frustrating it was to work out at home with the tools that we do not have. I was doing chin-ups in my closet. I had these 35 pounds weights that I was using. I was trying to do sit-ups and all that kind of stuff. I have this thing that I'll do, and if you ever work out at home, this is actually fairly fun. You can get a deck of cards and you can flip a card over, and if it's a 7, that means you do 7 sit-ups. Or if it's an 8, you do 8 push-ups or chin-ups or whatever it is, and you just keep going through the whole deck of cards. So I had to get creative because it was so boring working out in my freaking closet. And so this person and I would get on the phone and we would talk about how frustrated we were with the fact that we can't go to the gym. See, the frustration is because it's a deep core value that was not being fulfilled. And so to answer that original question, why would someone with the best physique be the most upset with her physique when the gyms close? And the answer is because she's not able to live in alignment with her core values. And so this episode, how core values run your life, if you don't have fitness as a core value, that is okay. Genuinely. Like, obviously, I think fitness and health is super, super important. And I would argue that if you don't have health as a core value, that's a problem. But I'll give you another example. So Emilia has a core value for brain health. Brain health is very, very important to her. She'll buy specific foods because she wants to optimize her mental performance. And so she was eating blueberries yesterday because she didn't bring her supplements to the lake. And we were at the lake this weekend. And she's eating blueberries because they're a really good brain food. And so living in alignment with your core values, how core values run your life, it's really, really important to understand what those are and to realize that it doesn't really matter that much whether or not I think Kevin has a good physique. It doesn't. I mean, I can think his physique is great. It doesn't really matter to him. It's like, yeah, thank you, I appreciate it, but that's not why that doesn't really do it.
What is up, you guys? My name is Gabby, and I just want to give a huge shout out to Kevin and Alan for the community that they have created and the mission that they are on over at Next Level University. Never in a million years did I think when I started listening to the Hyperconscious podcast 2 years ago that I would be as invested as I am today. But here we are 2 years later. I have done group coaching. I truly look forward to every single episode they drop, all of the things that they're teaching. And I am now doing one-on-one coaching with Alan to help level up in my business. And all I gotta say about these guys across the board is they are true, genuine souls. They mean it when they say they are heart driven, and they mean it when they say they are no BS. And I think that's probably my favorite part about them. They get rid of the fluff. They give you tactical tips and tricks to help you level up in your life, to help you make strides towards your goals. And they've created a community of like-minded people to lean on each other at every single stage of life. So guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart for the impact that you have made in my life, and I am so very excited to see the impact and the waves that you make from here on out.
And I remember when the gyms closed, this person and I were so frustrated, and people would say, oh, it's not a big deal, don't worry, they'll open soon. It's like, no, it's not a big deal to you. I literally cried on my way to the gym. I remember when the gyms opened up, I'll never forget it. It was like 7 p.m. It was dark. I was driving and I was coming up the hill towards Impact, Kev. And I started crying. I was bawling my eyes out alone in my car. Happiest tears ever. Because I had missed this deep part of myself, this core value that was so unfulfilled for so long. That is what it feels like to live outside of alignment with a core value for, I think it was like 4 or 5 months. And you don't know how deeply meaningful a core value is to you until you start letting it slip. And then eventually you see a photo or you see a video or whatever, and it reminds you like, oh my God, this matters so much. So this is what I wrote down. You're not going to be the most fulfilled version of yourself without giving the proper amount of time, energy, and effort to your core values. If you know you are capable of spending more time with family, and family is your deepest core value, it is very, very key for you to do that. And having coached people all over the world, and every one of us has different core values. A lot of people were not that bothered by the fact that the gyms were closed. It was weird for me to see how not bothered other people were. That's okay. That's their prerogative. Obviously, weight training isn't as important to them. Totally okay. So I wrote these down. I wrote family, fitness, adventure, business, and service. This past weekend, Emilia was literally in happy tears driving home from Otis, her family's place on the lake in western Massachusetts. And I remember thinking about it, and Kevin and I were preparing for this episode, and I was thinking to myself, like, she was so overwhelmed with gratitude that she was in literal tears on our way home. We did our check-in on the phone because we took separate cars. And I unpacked it and I figured out why. She was so in alignment with her core values. She loves her family so deeply. And we haven't been spending a ton of time with family lately. Obviously, we've been busy. Fitness, we did this really ridiculously challenging bike ride around the entire reservoir. And we also swam a bunch too. She was spending a lot of time with Tucker. Tucker was there. We adventured a bunch because the bike ride, these were like these really extraordinary, really expensive electric bikes where you can go in really high gear and they have electric motors on them too. And so you have to pedal, but you can go like 30 miles an hour like fairly easily. And so we got to go like really far. And we worked on our businesses. We did service Saturday. So service is the last one. We did all day Saturday. We served. We did book club. Well, I did book club, but she had coaching calls all day because she has her full-time job during the week. And so when she's leaving that weekend and she's driving home and she's in literal tears, just like me prior to going back to the gym, she's in tears of gratitude. What does that mean? That means that she's so in alignment. She has such an overflowing cup in her core values. And our relationship's a core value as well. And obviously we spent the whole weekend together. So this isn't about Emilia. This isn't about Kevin. This isn't about me. This is about, or my client. This is about you. This is about, if you are out there right now, I'm just like Kevin and I, you are letting a core value down. And this is heart-driven, but no BS. What is the core value that you really just haven't given the focus that you need to? One of the reasons Kevin and I did this 10-pound challenge and the hashtag NLUFitPick challenge is because we know that we are not living in alignment with our core values to the extent that we could. Do you need to be perfect? No. Do you need to never fall off? No. Do you need to improve by a drastic amount every single day? No. But is it going in the right direction? Because if it's not, you're not going to be fulfilled. And that's really, regardless of what anyone else thinks, it's just the truth.
Yeah, and you need to be who you need to be based on who you believe you need to be. That's just it at the end of the day, where maybe if you're feeling regret, then it's because you were out of alignment. There's a reason, if you're new and you haven't heard this story before, there's a reason I remember this story so much, because it was outside of alignment for who I am in terms of my core values. Alan, myself, and one of our buddies, Matt, went to this really nice house. It was like a networking event or something. I don't know how many years ago. And there was free wine. And I had several glasses of wine. And when we were leaving, we were getting a ride home with somebody who worked with, I don't remember, they worked with the person that we were there with. I don't remember this person where they were from and if they worked for the company or if it was an Uber or whatever. But this person, I kind of made fun of them because I said, I don't know if I trust you driving us. And this person said, yeah, I've only been in like 12 accidents or something. And I made fun at this person's expense. The reason I remember that is because that's outside of my core values. That's not who I want to be. It's not who I aspire to be. So look back into your past. The things that you're very, very, very proud of are probably in alignment that you've accomplished. The things that you're ashamed of, embarrassed about, you regret are probably outside of your core values, probably outside of alignment. There's a reason. I will never forget that. There's a reason because it's one. I won't say one of the rare times I've done that, but it's one of the times that I've done something out of alignment that I remember that really, really impacted me. And it was a valuable lesson for me. A valuable lesson of, hey, don't do that. That makes you feel bad for these reasons. It's not who you aspire to be. Let's make sure that doesn't happen again.
100%.
Anything in closing?
Brother. I knew, this goes deeper too. I knew which story Kevin was going to tell.
Yeah.
Because I know when he was outside of alignment with a core value. Yeah. Making fun of other people at their expense is not something that is in alignment with a core value of Kevin. And so it's really that drastic. And I think that the very last thing I'll say is this. If you look at a photo or a video from your past, there's going to be certain things you're unbelievably proud of. I look at some photos of back when I used to drink. And I'm so proud of how far I've come in fitness. I'm so proud of how far I've come in my mental health. I'm so proud of how far I've come in terms of business and peak performance and maximizing my potential. When you look at an old memory and you have fulfillment and regret happen, usually that's an indicator of whether or not you've done well or not in a core value based on your own standards. This isn't Kevin saying you should be a certain way. This isn't Alan saying you should be a certain way. This is you saying you want to be a certain way. And I think that it's you versus you when it comes to core values. And so if you see an old picture and you're like, wow, I used to be in such great shape, all that is your soul and your heart saying, hey, individual, we can do better. We want to do better. We've really let this slide, and that's something we regret. And the truth is if you wish that regret away, you wish that pain away, you're not going to get the lesson. And the lesson is you can do better. You got this. And we are here to help you do that.
Next Level Nation, as you know, one of the reasons Alan and I started this show, this brand, this business, this community is because it's what we needed at certain points in our journey. And when we were creating a private Facebook group, we had the same thought. What do we want this to be? We want it to be inclusive. We want it to be safe. We want it to be a lot of people who are dream chasers, who want to get to the next level of their lives. And that is exactly what Next Level Nation is. If you are looking for a community of people who you will resonate with and they will resonate with you, a place where you can actually be yourself, if you find that's difficult in the circles that you're normally in, please join our private Facebook group. Link is in the show notes. Very easy to get into. It's totally free. It's private. You can be you, and we will love you for it.
Imagine this. You're in a huge mansion in Maine, beautiful Maine, during the summer. You're in nature. You're surrounded by forests, and there's mountains in the background. It's a 3-day all-inclusive experience. You don't have to pay for anything once you get there. There's a private chef on site. Sunrise yoga, sunset fires, and s'mores. Lots of s'mores under the stars at the tail end of summer, Labor Day weekend, 5 speakers, 5 workshops, a completely transformative event to change your life forever around the most growth-oriented people that you can possibly imagine. If that sounds like something you would want, at least give the landing page a look. It will be in the show notes, nextleveluniverse.com. Click on the Next Level Retreat. This is going to be nothing short of the most magnificent weekend you could possibly have, and we are super pumped.
We are super pumped. Transformation is in the future for everybody who attends. Next Level Nation, tomorrow for episode number 983. It is last week's live Q&A. What's the most surprising part of growth? We talked a lot about growth last week. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Please reach out.